You ever find yourself in the middle of some huge celebration, a massive cultural moment, and you just feel nothing? If you've ever felt totally out of sync with the crowd, then this one is for you. We're going to dig into why that feeling of being disconnected might not be a flaw at all, but actually a really unique personal strength. You know the feeling, right? Your friends are absolutely losing their minds over a last-second touchdown, or maybe the entire internet is obsessed with a celebrity breakup. But you just feel like you're on the outside looking in. It's a weird, kind of isolating feeling, and you can't help but wonder, wait, is there something wrong with me? And this right here, this is that disconnect in action. While everyone else is riding this giant wave of collective emotion, pure joy over a championship win or outrage about some scandal, your own internal world is just totally different. You're feeling detached, indifferent, kind of confused even. And you're left just scratching your head thinking, what is all the fuss about? But here's the thing, what if you're not broken? What if there's actually a name for this whole experience? Let's try one on for size, the disillusioned realist. It's this idea that your brain isn't missing some vital component, it's just, it's wired to find satisfaction in a totally different way. Okay, so to really get what's going on here, we need to dive into the fascinating science of how our brains actually create feelings of reward and joy. And it turns out there are two very different roads to get to that good feeling. So the first path is what we call vicarious emotion. This is that powerful shared feeling you see in a packed stadium. It's the ability to get a genuine rush of excitement when a person or a team that you really identify with succeeds. You didn't score the winning goal, but man, it sure feels like you did. That's vicarious emotion doing its thing. But then there's this whole other path, internal validation. And this is a completely different kind of reward. It's not triggered by watching somebody else. It's something that's generated from inside you. It's that deep, quiet satisfaction you get from solving a really tough problem, or finally nailing a new skill, or just seeing your own hard work finally pay off. So let's break this down. On one side, you have vicarious emotion. This is triggered by some big external spectacle, right? A public event, a team's big win, and the feeling you get is a shared emotional response with the group. But on the other side, you've got internal validation. This is triggered by your own personal mastery. And that feeling of satisfaction, that's a direct result of a powerful reward chemical in your brain, dopamine. And this gets us to the really cool part. If all that external hype doesn't really do it for you, it's probably because your brain prefers to earn its dopamine. So let's take a look at how this mastery pathway actually works. You see, the process for earning this reward is this really clean, direct loop. It all starts with a personal goal, something that you want to achieve. Then you get in there, you do the work. And here's the key. You achieve progress. You can actually see and feel. That's the trigger. Your brain recognizes that effort, that growth, and it delivers a hit of dopamine, a genuine feeling of accomplishment that you built all by yourself. So once you get this, it totally reframes the whole situation. What feels like a social flaw isn't a flaw at all. It's just a fundamental difference in where you find your joy. It really comes down to spectacle versus mastery. Just think about it like this. For a lot of people, that feeling of satisfaction comes from the outside in. It's the noise, the energy, the big show. But for you, the disillusioned realist, all that external noise, it just doesn't register as a personal whim. It's not your applause because, you weren't the one on the field. And what that really means is your sense of satisfaction isn't borrowed from someone else's achievement. You don't need to ride the coattails of a celebrity or a sports team to feel good about yourself. Your reward is built, brick by brick, through your own effort, your own focus, your own progress. It is earned. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? My joy isn't found in a spectacle. It's forged through my own progress. That is such a powerful and self-reliant way to look at the world. Okay, so what's the big takeaway here? Why does understanding this whole distinction between vicarious emotion and internal validation actually matter in your day-to-day life? The bottom line is this: your brain isn't broken or antisocial. It just has its own internal compass. It's wired to find real joy in doing, in building, in mastering things for yourself. And listen, this is not a flaw you need to fix. It's just a different focus, and it's one you can embrace. It means your satisfaction is something you earn, not something you just watch from the sidelines. And that really leaves us with one final thought. Instead of always wondering why you don't feel the hype, you can flip the whole question on its head. If you know that your deepest satisfaction, your truest joy, comes from your own progress, from your own mastery, what are you going to choose to build next?